All right, Happy New Year, everyone. It is January 1st, 2019, and it's time for me to decide what day I will be performing John Cage's composed improvisation for Snare Drum Alone this month and where I'll be performing it. So, to start off with, my random number generator is telling me the 12th, and so that is a Saturday. So January 12th will be the date of the performance. Look for the recording then. And I've got my bowl as always, and I've got a few options in here, picking at random. And I will be recording back at the River campus, which is where I work at Southeast Missouri State University, specifically the back steps to the seminary building. All right, so again, look for that video on January 12th. I think I said January earlier. It is January, not December. January 12th, 2019 for the performance for this month's project. All right, so it's late on January 10th, 2019. And I'll be showing you the chance procedures to develop the this month's version of composed improvisation for snare drum that will be performed on the 12th. I'm going to do things slightly differently this month, and hopefully every month moving forward I'll change it up just a little bit, just to start spicing it up a little bit. I'm going to start with my trusty bowl and my timestamps. But then everything after that, as much as I can, I'm going to use the random generators on the website random.org. I have used those before, but I'm going to try to use everything except the timestamps for those this month. So, as always, I'll start off with 2 timestamps, and I've picked out 1 minute and then 6:45. So I have to find 2 more timestamps, and neither of them can be before 1 minute in time. So I have picked a random piece of paper that shouldn't have been in there. That was one of the location stamps. And I have picked 2:45 and 7:30, so those will work. So having worked that out, that means the first movement this month will be 1 minute long. And the last movement will be 30 seconds long. The middle movement can be anywhere from 1 to 6:45 to 2:45 to 7:30. Okay, so the fixed movements, movement 1 will be beginning to 1 minute, and the third movement is only 30 seconds in length. Kind of like last month. Last month's performance was a very short final movement. Not that short though. Okay, next thing. All right, so now using a random set generator, I will be finding out how many events will occur within each movement. And without further ado, the sets will look like this. The first movement will have 3 events, the second movement will have 5 events, and the third movement will have 2 events. Okay, so now I have to find out how many times I will be striking the drum in each of the events. So I'm actually going to use the same generator. If you take the number of events, 3, 5, and 2, that is 10 events in the entire piece. So I'm coming up with 10 sets, and of course the number here can be between 1 and 64. So let's generate those, and that will look like this. Now, as you know from these past videos, I have to find out if these numbers are going to be not more than or not less than. So first things first, I'm going to write these down. So in order to decide how I'm going to assign not more than or not less than to the numbers I just showed you, I'm going to flip some coins. But instead of fumbling actual coins around the office like I did last month, look at here, we've got actual coin flippers on this website as well. I can actually flip 10 coins at once, and let's do that. So I'll tell you while this is loading, I'm assigning not more than as heads and not less than as tails. Okay, so not more than is heads, not less than tails. I'll come back to you with the results. Okay, so the results. First movement, 3 events. First one, not more than 1. Second, not less than 48. Third, not less than 3. Second movement, not less than 32, not more than 35, not more than 11, not less than 9, and not more than 47. Those should all be pretty easy. Third movement's a little trickier. Remember, it's a very short movement. The first event, not more than 57. Second event, not less than 59. So I have to strike that drum 59 times in a very short period of time. Should be fun. All right, so before I find out what sticks or mallets I'll be using, I've created a list here of some just normal sticks and mallets from around my office, including a new stick that I want to try out, this hanger two-tone stick. But so first, I didn't want to apply which one is number 1, which one's number 2, so we're going to randomize it. If it will actually pay attention. And there we go. So those are going to be my numbers here in a second as I generate these combinations. All right, so we're back on this website. To find out which sticks and mallets I will use for each event, we're back to 10 events. This time it's going to come up with 2 numbers for me, separated by a comma. And between numbers 1 and 9, so you saw what 1 through 8 equal, and we're going to say that number 9 is hands. Okay, so let's get those sets. And so this is going to be my combinations. Let me add those up real quick. All right, so what that ended up being is the first event will be a brush and my new hanger stick. You're going to see a lot of these hanger two-tone sticks this week, or this month, I should say. Event number 2, hanger in the left hand and right hand. Event number 3, brush and hot rod. Second movement, event number 1, a brass mallet and a yarn mallet. Event number 2, felt mallet and a hot rod. Number 3, a brass mallet in my hand. Number 4, xylophone mallet in hand. And number 5, a brass mallet and a hot rod. In the third movement, number 1, the hanger stick and my right hand. And in event number 2, the hot rod and my right hand. All right, last couple of things here. I'm going to flip 3 coins again. This time we'll be deciding if the snares will be on or off in this performance. So for today, let's say that heads is snares on and tails is the snares flipped off. So for movement 1, that is snares on. Movement 2, that's snares on. And movement 3, that's off. If I can spell the word off. Holy cow. Let's go back. Now, this is going to be outdoors in kind of a potentially loud environment. So I'm going to flip coins again for using a towel, but for this month, I'm only going to give 2 options. Heads is I will use a half towel, so the towel covering up half of the drum. Tails will be no towel used on the head. Okay, so flipping new coins. And there's our result. So in the first movement, no towel. Second movement, half towel. Third movement, half towel. And there you have it. So this month, we got to use a lot more of this digital service here, and I feel like that actually made it a little bit smoother tonight as compared to some of my other chance operations have been. If you have any suggestions for me moving forward, I'd really like to start changing up, pun intended, how these chance procedures progress through the rest of this year. Other than that, it is getting pretty late in the night, as you probably saw there. So this will actually probably get posted on January 11th. And then, of course, the performance will occur on January 12th. One more thing. I am slated to perform outdoors again this month, and it looks like we might have some precipitation. So where I was planning on playing the back steps at my work, I do think has a cover for it. So if it's safe for my drum, you know, if it's cold, I'll just bundle up. I think, again, if there's some snow around in the air, Mr. Cage probably would have enjoyed that. Now watch, I've said it out loud, it'll be bone dry. But if it's cold, if the area is safe, I'll still play. However, if where I was planning on playing is getting precipitation on it, then I will go to a backup spot inside that same building. Okay, again, not in a concert hall. No concert halls for this entire project. Probably a classroom. I'll just go to a nearby classroom. All right, so until then, I hope you enjoyed.